In this week's episode, we've got a huge construction cleaning project that's taken up the whole week. I had to go back out on the tools for a day, and we've got ongoing staffing issues. My name's Chris, and this is JCD Weekly, episode number 1.
It's Monday morning. Hope everyone had a pleasant weekend. As you can probably tell, I'm in the car this week. We have a big job over in Headcorn in Kent, where we are doing a full post-construction clean to a newly built warehouse and office space. Be a really interesting project. So we're going to head over there now. I'm just going to show the guys, show them around what needs to be done, just make sure they fully understand the spec. Yeah, we'll be there all week. Again, we're going to do a standalone video with this one. So let's head over to Headcorn and show the boys around. So we have arrived over in Headcorn, Kent. As you can see, I am in the upstairs office areas. We are doing a full deep clean to both the warehouse and office space. So I showed the guys around. They're going to start in the office space, probably in the reception area. There is loads and loads of glass, as you can see in this office. There's tons of it, to be honest. It's lovely, it looks modern, but a nightmare to clean. So the boys are probably going to spend most of the day on the glass. We've got a week here, 4 guys to complete a full deep clean, ready for a grand opening that they've got coming up. This is a purpose-built building for this particular customer, a new customer of ours, but post-construction cleans are always a good way to potentially get in with customers and quote for the commercial cleaning work that goes on after. So the boys are going to start with all the glass. There's Catlin there. They're going to start with all the glass. They'll start in here and then down in the reception, and then the latter part of the week we're going to move over into the warehouse space. The rest of the afternoon I'm going to be shooting back to home and working there. I've got some bits and pieces that I need to arrange for this particular job. We need a ride-on floor scrubber dryer for the office, for the warehouse space, and we also need to have a scissor lift delivered. So I need to make sure that's all arranged for tomorrow. Just had a quick catch up with the customer, and as we suspected, or when I first arrived, looked in that reception area, that reception's not going to be ready till the early part of next week, which puts us a little bit behind. Luckily, we were meant to have 4 guys here today. I only have 2 window cleaners, which is fine. As I say, there's so much glass here, they can get on with that, but the reception part is going to be early next week now, so that messes up the schedule a little bit. But to be honest with you, it's the industry. We have to be reactive, especially when it comes to construction. This particular project, we are now late August. This project was meant to be finished in June. So it's not uncommon, especially at the moment with the way materials and things like that are, that projects overrun. To be honest with you, I don't think I've been on a project that's ever run on time. So that's not a surprise. To be honest with you, it helps us out today. The guys can get on with all the glass upstairs, and then we can tackle that reception area the latter part of the week, because it is a little bit technical. There's lots of high level to be done there. So yeah, the boys will get on. There's plenty to be getting on with, and as I say, we've got a standalone video of this particular project for you guys coming. So Adam will be here tomorrow filming that. So I'm going to jump back in the car. We're all set here. They know what they're doing. The client's happy, so we are good to go. A good start to Monday. Let's jump in the car. Bear with me, let me just get the date. It's booked in for Thursday morning. Thursday morning. All right, buddy. Cheers, Simon. Bye.
So we've just jumped back home, just made myself a nice cup of tea, fired up the laptop. It's 9:30, we got out nice and early this morning, popped over to that job. I've got a few bits and pieces to arrange for that job. I need to arrange a ride on the scrubber dryer to be dropped off for the warehouse, and we also need a scissor lift over on that site for the latter part of the week. As I mentioned earlier on in the video, looks like that project's going to run behind, not uncommon with a construction field and something you become expectant of, to be honest. I'm working from home today. Also going to try and jump back on my fitness. Big part of keeping myself mentally aware is making sure I'm on top of fitness. It can be all work sometimes, which can not be too clever for your mental health. So we're going to try and jump back on the gym. So I've got some emails and that to do. We've got a couple of meetings later on in the week that we're going to take to. We've got a meeting with one of our key clients, catching up with Dave on Thursday, and also have a meeting with Ian Skinner, who I met on LinkedIn later part of the week. So interesting week this week. So we're going to catch up with some emails and see what the rest of the day holds. So we've just finished up with some emails. I was sending out loads of LinkedIn requests, catching up with some emails, just arranging a few bits and pieces. Had a catch up with Sandeep about some finance stuff. We always do that on a Monday morning because cash is king and people like to take the mick and not pay their invoices on time. Touch wood, we don't have too many bad clients, but you have to constantly chase them up. So we do that on a Monday morning religiously. Caught up some emails, sent out some LinkedIn requests. I like to do that whenever I'm in the office, send out as many requests as I can. Not spam anyone, just general people that I think might be interested in seeing our content. So I am now going to also start to send out some messages on LinkedIn. I am a member of the Views of My Own podcast community, which again is on LinkedIn. And there was an interesting article about voice notes. So I've set myself a task to send out 5 voice notes on LinkedIn to new connections. So I'm going to give that a go today as well and see if that yields any results. Let's see how it goes. Keep it nice and simple. Hi Joanne, hope you're well. Chris here from JCD Cleaning. Thanks for your recent LinkedIn connection. Hope you find my content both enjoyable and useful. And if you ever need anything, you've got all my details now. Just drop me a message and I'll be glad to help. Have a great day. Hey Sylvia, Chris here from JCD Cleaning. Just a quick voice note to say thank you for your recent connection request. Hopefully, as I mentioned in my message, you find my content informative and a little bit entertaining. And if you ever need any cleaning assistance, you've got my details now. Just drop me a message. Have a great day. So we've sent out a couple of those. We're going to try those over the next couple of weeks and see if they yield any results. You know, you've got to try these new sales tactics. A lot of ours is quite organic, but we're going to give this a go, and I'll give you guys an update, see if we get any replies later in the week.
Good morning team, Tuesday morning, bit late in the morning. Wife's back today, thank God. Found it a little bit stressful, especially the last couple of days when you're trying to take phone calls, deal with staff and jobs that are going on, and then you've obviously got the children going on in the background. We're going to jump in the car quickly now, head down to JCD HQ. Meeting up with Adam down there. We are going to be discussing the weekly vlog that we are putting out, just seeing some feedback about that and how we can improve on that. First one we didn't actually put out, so this is probably going to be episode 1, so we done 1 week before this, and it's odd carrying a camera around and trying to film bits and pieces all the time, so that's going to take some getting used to. So we're going to meet down there. We're also going to be discussing some content ideas. Well, I've got a little idea about a podcast that I've had for many years, but again, just procrastinated on it, hasn't got round to it. So we'll go down the office, catch up with Adam, spend a couple of hours down there, and then the rest of the day will be admin this afternoon. That good old admin word that we have to do and keep on top of. I've been sending out some LinkedIn voice notes over the past couple of days. Interestingly, I've had a couple of responses from that. No direct business return. So someone hasn't come and said, oh, Chris, we need your services now. But I've had a few people reply and say, wow, that's pretty unique way. Thank you. I appreciate the message, etc. So that seems to be paying dividends. I've only been doing that a couple of days. I'm going to do 5 a day minimum for any new connections, and then I'll maybe move on to current connections. So let's get in the car, head down to HQ and see what's going on down there with Adam. have arrived down at JCD HQ. Mum has the kids for a couple of hours, which is great. Me and Adam are going to sit down, run through some content that we've put out recently and just see, let's put you guys down, what that looks like and how we can improve that. Also going to discuss some other ideas that we've got, and we also have got to put down some content for our website. We're trying to make specific videos for each of our pages to assist with our SEO. So Adam's downstairs setting up. I'm going to just set the laptop up. We'll do a watch through of a video that we put out and get some feedback off both me and Adam. And then we're going to put some content down for our website. So let's get the laptop fired up and have a look at this content. Let's head over to HQ. So we're down that. Yeah. So what would that look like? What do we think that should look like?
I don't think you even need to show the sort of back at HQ.
Yeah.
If it's not anything.
No, there's nothing going to be relevant there.
It's like that relevant.
I've repeated that several times. Like that. That's a prime example, isn't it? They always come out better than I thought, though. Even like the office cleaning one. Right, thanks for doing that, mate. Catch you soon. So me and Adam have just finished doing a watch through of our first attempt at Weekly. We're probably not going to put that out. It's unusual to be carrying a camera around, to be honest. It's something that I've got to get used to and just get some ideas down of how we're filming that and how it needs to look. So we've had a first go at it. We decided we're not going to put that particular episode out. This week will be episode 1, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more entertaining than the one we put down last week. We're going to film some videos now for our website. We need to do that for an SEO perspective, basically giving customers an idea of how we price certain elements within our website. So we're going to get that down. How do JCD price your warehouse cleaning requirements? Well, the first step would be to make sure your quote is 100% bespoke. Would incur a cost of around £720 per calendar month. And then that's going to wrap up today. And then I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Wednesday morning, we are over in our warehouse clean that we are doing. So we're going to take you guys over, show you what's going on over there. So that wraps up Wednesday, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Oh, it's not Wednesday, is it? It's Tuesday. Go again. Take 2. That wraps up Tuesday. I'll see you guys in the morning. It's Wednesday morning. We're over at a job in Headcorn, Kent. We've got a large post-construction clean going on here. It's a purpose-built building for a customer of ours. They've got a warehouse and office space here. We're going to be doing a total standalone video of the process, getting this over the line and ready for the customer to move in the latter part of next week. I'm going to be spending most of the day here with the team. Customer just wants a little bit of reassurance that things are going to be okay. They can get a bit edgy sometimes, customers, especially when they've got deadlines with moving in and things like that. So just having a little bit of presence on site for the day will just put the customer's mind at ease. So I'm going to be here all day today, so we'll take you guys round and see what the day holds. Let's go inside. Good morning, Greywater.
Good morning. I'm just trying to confirm. I've booked a plumber.
This afternoon, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah. Is that still okay?
Yeah, afternoon, do you know the time?
You said 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that sounds good. So, who do you know that is coming? Do you have a name? So, I'm sure somebody's waiting to
Right. Yeah, it will probably be James, I imagine. Yeah. All right then.
That's fine. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you then. Bye. Bye. Customer. Booking in drainage calls. All right, ready? So we'll start upstairs in the office space. Got Dom's, I've been in the gym. Been back training this week. On a serious note, yesterday, we'll put this in Weekly. Yesterday, I was really frustrated. Can't remember what it was, to be honest. Must have not been that important. But anyway, I went and trained, done some gym work, and it just totally reset me, put me in a good mood, and that's something I need to jump back on top of, definitely. Keeping fit keeps your mind healthy. Cliche, but very true. Oi. Right, I'm going to run this. You wait in here, mate. I'm just going to run this to the skip, yeah? It's only me. Get right dusty, don't they? Can't help it when I come to these sites, even if it's just a touch base with a client, just jump, have to get involved. It's just the way I am. And it's funny actually, some clients actually really frown upon it. You know, I'll come to site and I'll get involved, and I've actually had customers moan. I remember one particular job, the cleaner was sick, and if the cleaner was sick, I would cover it, and the client absolutely lost their shit over it, to be honest. We actually lost the contract eventually, and that was one of the reasons they gave, is that they didn't think it was acceptable that directors have to come and cover cleaning. They should have processes in place, which is right if you can get the staff. So, madness. But don't do something you wouldn't ask someone else to do, right? That's my motto. I'll take a little picture of that before and after. So we've started the warehouse floor. This is probably one of the most, with the glass, with the most time-consuming tasks. We was meant to have another floor machine, but that hasn't turned out as we would have hoped because of an issue we had on another site. So we're just making do with what we can at the moment, unfortunately. Makes the job a bit longer, but we'll get it done. Things never go to plan. You wake up every day and just expect it not to go to plan, then you won't be disappointed when it doesn't go to plan. Got a laugh, haven't you, Ed? If anyone wants to buy a cleaning company, just message me, Chris Guilfoyle at jcdcleaning.co.uk. You feel like that most days? Huh? Oh, fucking £5 today, depends on the day. It's cheap today. If you don't quit, you can't lose. That's what you tell yourself. If I don't quit, I can't lose. Right, I'll maybe ask Dad who he used before. I know he's used a couple of people, isn't he? So, all right then. Cheers. All right, bye. Ready? So, it's around 12 o'clock. We're starting the warehouse floor. This particular job didn't start that well, to be honest. The customer, when you're pricing jobs, we're given a price to clean it. So we're going to have this building cleaned by X date. Some customers then want a little bit more detail. Well, how many people are you going to have roughly? So you give them a rough detail and say, I'm going to have 4 men roughly a week, give or take. But you're paying a price to have the job clean at the end of the week. Customers then on Monday morning, if there's not 4 guys here, they're straight away on the phone to you, despite them being happy with what 3 guys have done. So sometimes you just can't win. But we're all arranged here, a little bit behind schedule with some of the equipment being delivered, but you're reliant on other people and other companies. So we've got the floors, which we're doing. Roger and Kathleen are obviously doing some of the low-level stuff. And then tomorrow we've got our scissor lift being delivered, and we'll finish the high level. The offices are all done, so it's getting there slowly, but it can be frustrating at times. So we'll crack on for the rest of the day and see what we can get finished. So it's about 1:30. It's going at a good pace. I'm not sure if the client's going to be happy with the floors. People's expectations when they say we're going to have a clean, they expect even a warehouse floor like this that's had hundreds of people going through it to be like brand new. It's just not feasible. So we'll have to have a chat with him, see what he reckons. I don't think he's going to be happy with them, but we'll have a chat with him, give it another couple of goings over. Sometimes you need to go over these floors 2 or 3 times because they've got thick layers of dust on them. Going to get cracking on with a high level. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I've got meetings all day. I've got a client meeting with an important client in the morning, and then I've got another one at 12 o'clock with a colleague of mine that I can't miss. So I'm probably not going to be back at this job until Friday, but it seems to be going at a good pace, so we'll keep cracking on for the rest of the afternoon. Go. Hey. So that's going to wrap up Wednesday. It's around 4 o'clock now. We've been here all day. I needed to come here, as I say, there was a few teething issues. There always is going to be a job this size, to be honest. So I came over to meet with the client, give him some reassurance. Just had a walk around with him. He's happy. We pointed out some bits and pieces that we needed to make him aware of. So that's going to wrap up Wednesday. Tomorrow, as I said earlier on in the day, I have got meetings all day. So I'll be in and out of that, and I'll be taking along you guys with me for that. And then Friday, I'm going to bring you back here to see how this gets on and concludes the week. So that wraps up Wednesday. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Good morning, team. It is Thursday morning, 6:15 a.m. As you can see, I am in the comfort of my own car. I'm heading over to meet our operations manager at one of our contracts, just to have a check up on how things are going at this particular contract. We're recruiting there at the moment, so we've got some cover cleaners over there, so just heading over there to see how things are going. Bit of a busy morning this morning. I've got to meet Sharon over at this site, then I've got to head over and meet James to drop our drainage van off. It's due in for a service today, and then I need to run him to his car so he can go over to the post-construction clean we have got going on in Headcorn. Then I've literally got an 8:30 meeting with a key account customer of ours, and then I am meeting a colleague, Ian Skinner, who's coming all the way down from Portsmouth to see me, just to have a catch up with me over some lunch. So a busy day today, lots going on, so we'll take you guys round and see what the day holds. So let's get over to Alresford. So just arrived at the contracting over in Alresford. We're trying to recruit for this particular job because the lady and gentleman that was covering it have unfortunately left due to some family issues. I believe her mother is unwell. The recruitment market's still super tough. This job is in quite an affluent area, so trying to get a cleaning operative for a sensible, well, or depends how you look at it, hourly rate is proving difficult. So we've got some cover cleaners over here. I'm gonna have a wander around now, just make sure everything's okay and they're getting on okay. And then I'll head over to meet James. So let's head inside and see how the guys are getting on. So we've just finished up at that particular contract. Slight change of plan. James has managed to source someone else to pick him up from Peugeot, which is helpful for me as my morning was looking pretty tight. Contract's looking good. Guys are getting on okay. As I say, the owner there won't give the cleaners a key until he's comfortable with them and met them on a few occasions. It's a little bit limiting on our behalf. When you've got a job that has to be a particular time, i.e. 6:30 to 9 o'clock. When you've got a key, you've got a little bit more flexibility, which makes it generally easier from a recruitment perspective. But, you know, the customer is the customer. He's got his particular way. And we have to adhere to that, unfortunately, sometimes. But I'm sure they'll get there. The guys that are there are getting on okay. recruitment market is still tough, so it's taken us a few people to get through to get the right people. So now I'm heading over to meet one of our key account clients for a bit of breakfast, have a catch up how the contract's going. So let's head over to near HQ and go and get some breakfast. Oh, mate. Whew. So we've just arrived at a cafe that is around the corner from the office. We're going to meet our client here just for a general catch up, really, off site. Got some finance we need to run through and just make sure that the day-to-day operation is going as it should. We've got a new manager at this particular site, so it'll be good to get some feedback from customer. And it's it's nice PR just to come out and have a sandwich. He's going to meet us here around 10 minutes early. We'll get some breakfast and then we're going to check in at HQ just to check on the post. As I mentioned, no one's been there for a couple of weeks, so I'll just pop in there and make sure there's nothing that's been missed. And then we're going to head over to Maidstone to meet another colleague of ours, and we'll probably have a longer meeting there. I know Dave hasn't got much time this morning, so it'll probably only be a quick catch up. It's always good to touch base with customers, make sure everything's going as it should, and the key USP of ours is to make sure that we're regularly checking on contracts. Sometimes we do that off-site, like we are today. Most of the time it's on-site, like you see this morning. So we're going to have some breakfast, and then then we'll head over to Maidstone.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. This is the problem. I drive myself mad trying to. I can't fathom out what these people want sometimes. You know what I mean? So.
Well, unfortunately, mate, don't even try. We just work with it and we'll just figure it out.
It's like
You know,
I say.
you're just driving yourself mad.
No, yeah. I'll print them all out. I'll get them all took up. I'll get them all looked at, taken off, and we'll go from there. All right. Oh, I'll give them a shot. Let's see. So we've just finished with our customer. Good meeting. Everything seemed to be going okay. We talked about some finance issues, always finance stuff with customers. Talked about some finance bits and pieces, how we could streamline that and make it easier for everybody. Operationally seems to be going well. We've got a new manager at this particular site and they're happy with how he's going. We've got some back of house paperwork stuff to do, risk method statements and bits and pieces like that, but we've got a independent review going on of that early part of next week, so that's all in hand. So a good meeting. I have a doctor's appointment now, which I'm going to head to, and then we're going to head down to Maidstone to meet up with our colleague. So let's get back home. I'm going to go to my doctor's appointment and I'll take you guys down to Maidstone and let you know how that goes. So it is now 12 o'clock, finished the doctor's appointment. I've just come down to Maidstone in Kent, down at a local restaurant here. I'm meeting a colleague from LinkedIn actually, Ian Skinner, who I have been fortunate enough to meet before. He's a great guy. We regularly trade messages and comment on each other's content on LinkedIn. So he's come down for the day to see me. So we're going to jump down here and have a catch up with Ian and see what's been going on. So let's head inside. So I've just finished with our colleague Ian. I'll call him a colleague because he is a great guy. 2.5 hours chat. He's a guy with a wealth of experience. He's been in the same industry as us. He's got lots of life experience, and it's always good to. I always enjoy chatting with people that have sort of been there and done that and been in business. So a really enjoyable couple of hours with Ian. Hopefully, we're going to do some work together and chat more regularly, face to face or on the phone than we do. He's down in Portsmouth. We're in Kent, so there's a little bit of geography there, but. An interesting couple of hours spent with him. I'm going to go over to a job now over in Sittingbourne, meet Lewis from our civils department. We've got to have a quick look at a job together, and then that is going to wrap up Thursday. Tomorrow morning I am back at the job over in Headcorn, so we're going to be doing a little bit around there. So we'll head over to Sittingbourne and then we're going to wrap up Thursday. So let's jump back in the car. So we've just arrived over in Sittingbourne. We're meeting Lewis over here, who looks after our civils. We've got a job that requires around 30 metres of ACO drains. Well, the client says 30 metres, that needs replacing. So we're going to head over there, have a look, and then we'll give them a price to do it. It's always good to check jobs like this because client tells us it's 30 metres, and then when we actually get there, it's usually a lot more. They just sort of, someone roughly guesses it, you know, one of the guys or ladies that are there. So let's go and have a look and see what the client needs. Yeah.
Over here, bruv. So that goes to the end of that bay, isn't it?
Yeah, all the way down. Yeah. So well, they're all replaced, but they want saying heavy duty because that one down the bottom is fucking trip hazard, isn't it? Everyone falling. Yeah. Where it's not where they've got all the vans going over it, so they need saying heavy.
Yeah, because obviously this here, you don't necessarily want to go, so you only really want to go 200, but here's 300. You've got to take all that out.
Yeah, of course.
To make it look right.
Whatever you think needs, you know what I mean? So.
You want to keep it, obviously the price of concrete.
I mean, the jobs cost what it costs, mate, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you just price it. Can you tell me what you need on it? She says no, she says no. So, we've just finished at that particular job. Lucky we come over and measured. This is why we do that, because obviously we're supplying materials, we've got to buy them. They're not cheap at the moment, they're not cheap at the best of times, but we all know material costs have gone up. There's actually close to 80 metres of ACO drains when you actually measure it all out. So, there's going to be a significant capital investment there for the team. We've got to dig it all out, put new in, reinstate it. So yeah, a big job. So this is why we come over and double check. So that's going to wrap up Thursday, guys. A busy day, lots going on today, lots of meetings. Tomorrow we're back over in Headcorn, seeing how the warehouse clean that we started at the beginning of the week is finishing up. So that's going to wrap up Thursday, and I'll see you guys in the morning back over in Headcorn. Good morning, team. Friday morning. We made it to the end of the week. Looking forward to a nice long weekend. I've actually got a wedding this weekend, and I've never been to a bad wedding, so I'm looking forward to that. So it's Friday morning. It's around 8 o'clock. I am down in Maidstone, Kent. I have come down to Loch Meadow, which is an entertainment complex in Maidstone. I've come to look at a small maintenance job for a customer. They want some trunking put on the bottom of a door that stops pests from going underneath the door. So we've just come to measure up for that, and then we are going to head over to see how the guys are getting on in Sittingbourne. As I always mention on the channel and in Weekly, I always try and keep Friday relatively clear so that we can do any bits of admin and tie up any loose ends that come in. So we're going to head over to Headcorn and then see what the rest of the day holds. I was meant to have another builder's clean, but the client has cancelled on me just now, so we don't have to go over there. So let's go and see how we can help this customer, and then we'll head over to Headcorn and see how the guys are getting on.
Security.
Hello mate, it's Chris. I've come to measure up some doors for some brushes that need to go on the bottom. Stop rats getting under them.
Oh, yeah, give me 2 seconds, mate, I'll come down.
Nice one, mate, thank you. So, mate.
So I think it's these doors.
These ones?
Yeah.
So set on the bottom of these doors.
mate. Bye-bye.
And then them ones. And these ones. $82s. Oh, I wasn't even recording, bruv. What a wally. Wasn't even recording. Just done a full outro there. We weren't even recording. Great, I've got to walk all the way up here again. So we've just finished with the customer over at Headcorn. Relatively simple job. They've got 3 sets of fire doors that need effectively a rubber strip put along the bottom that stop pests from getting underneath the doors. Maybe I should put them in our office, stop pest clients getting underneath there, or staff, who knows. So we're going to jump back in the car now. We'll get a quote over to this customer later on today. I say we've done a bit of work here before, cleaning, maintenance and drainage work, so familiar with the site and the customer. So we'll get them a quote today. We're going to head in the car now. We had a builder's clean to quote, but that's been cancelled, so that's no problem. We'll jump over there and do that next week. So we're going to get in the car now, head over to Headcorn and see how the guys are getting on over there. Let's go. We have just arrived over in Headcorn, just checking on how the guys are getting on. Seems to be going okay. I know the client's a bit tetchy here, a bit nervous about how things are going, but it seems to be on track. We've got another couple of days next week, and they have got works going on next week. So we will be back here the middle to end of next week. But it all seems to be progressing okay. So I'm going to have a wander around, see what's going on, and then we'll see where we stand, but it looks good so far. We've just had a catch up with this customer at this particular job. It's gone okay. He's happy with where the standards are. That we had a few issues with staff at the start of the week, and he sort of, keeps referring back to that. So I think to be honest with you, it boils down to cost. I think I've said to him, is that what your issue is? If it is, just tell us that. It's something we can look at. If that's the main driver, which seems to be the case here, because when we submit the initial price, there were a few questions around that. So yeah, unfortunately, we're in the cleaning market, and most of the drivers for companies is cost, but it's where it needs to be. Let's say we've got a couple of days next week that we're going to be here. So yeah, it's gone okay. We've got a totally standalone video, so hopefully you guys will check in and see that one. That's going to be it for the rest of the day for me. So that's going to conclude Friday and weekly episode 1. So as always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to be doing weekly JCD episodes where I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes, warts and all, and show you how we run both of our businesses and the challenges that come with that. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next week in episode 2.